to the Hormone Puzzle Podcast. I am Dr. Kayla Smith, your host. For those of you who don't know me, I am a women's health expert and a holistic doctor, and I founded the Hormone Puzzle Society almost 10 years ago out of my own personal struggle with infertility and being frustrated with conventional medicine and not being able to find the answers that I wanted. And now I am smack dab in the middle of perimenopause, and I feel like I am 20 years old. I am in the best shape of my life. I am the fittest I've ever been, and I feel amazing. And so today we are going to talk about hormones, and you're not lazy. Your hormones are talking to you. 10 symptoms that you should not ignore, especially if you are in perimenopause. So before we do that, I just want to read one of our latest Google reviews. And I always love sharing these Google reviews with all of you, but also getting them because there's nothing better than a 5-star review and a satisfied patient and somebody that I know that I've helped change their life. And so this person says, I love the Hormone Puzzle Society. Dr. Kayla and her team are very responsive and knowledgeable and have helped me so much with my hormones and navigating perimenopause. So thank you for that review. And let's jump into today's show. So let's talk about your labs are normal. You are not just getting older. It's not just stress. You should not just eat less and exercise more. It's not all in your head. And if you've been feeling unlike yourself, so you've been feeling exhausted, maybe you're gaining weight despite doing everything right, maybe you're struggling with brain fog, anxiety, poor sleep, night sweats, hot flashes, and feeling like your body just isn't working the way that it used to, I want you to know something. You are not lazy. Your hormones are talking to you. You're not lacking willpower. You're not broken. Your hormones are talking to you. Your body's incredibly intelligent and it communicates to you through symptoms. And these symptoms aren't just random inconveniences, they're actually clues. So today I want to walk you through the top 10 most common symptoms that are often dismissed by conventional medicine or that women are told to ignore, and what they're trying to tell you, and why it's so important to look beyond the symptom management, and uncover the root causes so that you can look and feel amazing at every single age and stage of your life. So symptom number 1, you're exhausted all the time. So this is one of the biggest complaints that I hear. I sleep 8 hours and I wake up tired. I need coffee to function. And many women assume that they're just busy, but persistent fatigue is actually not normal. And it could be related to things like your thyroid is dysfunctioning. Maybe you have blood sugar imbalance. Maybe you have an iron deficiency, or you have a low ferritin, or you're anemic. Maybe it's poor adrenal reserve, nutrient deficiencies, chronic inflammation, poor quality sleep. And energy is one of the first things to decline as we age and as your body is under stress. So instead of masking this with more caffeine, I want you to start asking, why is your body struggling to produce energy in the first place? The second symptom is you're gaining weight even though nothing has changed. This was me. I do all the things. I eat clean, I work out, I sleep, I avoid environmental toxins. Like I do all the things. And all of a sudden, every time I stepped on the scale every morning, I was up a couple pounds and a couple pounds and a couple pounds until I was carrying around about 20 pounds of extra weight. And so then what did I do? I kept cutting my calories, working out harder, doing more cardio and more cardio. Just wasn't working. And that's incredibly frustrating. I know it is for you. It is for me. Because maybe you're doing all the things. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you are eating well and exercising and you're doing everything that you know to do, but you still can't lose weight, or the scale keeps creeping up. And weight is influenced by so many different hormones, but definitely things like insulin and insulin resistance, cortisol imbalance, thyroid dysfunction, perimenopause symptoms, chronic inflammation, poor sleep, and muscle mass loss with age. And your metabolism is influenced by your hormones. And when your hormones are out of balance, losing weight, it becomes that much more difficult. Symptom number 3, your hair is thinning. Hair loss is often dismissed as cosmetic, but your hair is one of the first places in your body that conserves energy when your resources are limited. So thinning hair can be associated with things like thyroid dysfunction, iron deficiency, low protein intake, nutrient deficiencies, hormonal changes, elevated stress, and blood sugar imbalances. And healthy hair starts internally. How healthy you are internally determines how healthy your hair is externally. That's why we see so many younger women with beautiful hair, because that's a sign of health. Symptom number 4, brain fog. You can't think clearly. So do you ever walk into a room and forget why you came in there? Or do you lose your train of thought when you're in mid-sentence? Or maybe you struggle with concentration. Maybe your ADHD is just off the charts. Brain fog is real. And some contributing factors of this are things like hormone imbalance, blood sugar instability, sleep deprivation, chronic inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, and thyroid dysfunction. Your brain requires stable energy all day long. It needs healthy hormones and adequate protein and nutrients to perform at its best. Symptom number 5, your mood feels like a roller coaster. Many times people will tell me, or especially women will be like, I just don't recognize myself. I don't feel like myself anymore. And it's because they're experiencing things like anxiety and irritability, rage, mood swings, feeling overwhelmed and depressed, and they cry easily. And hormones don't just affect reproduction, they influence your neurotransmitters like your serotonin, your dopamine, and your GABA. And while emotional health is complex, it deserves a comprehensive approach. Hormone imbalances can definitely contribute to mood changes and mood swings. Symptom number 6, you can't sleep. Maybe you fall asleep just fine, but you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. Maybe your mind is racing. You're constantly tossing and turning. You just can't get comfortable. Your sleep disturbances can be connected to things like your cortisol, your blood sugar, your progesterone declining, perimenopause, and thyroid dysfunction. And poor sleep is going to create more hormone disruption, and it creates a cycle that's difficult to break. Symptom number 7, your cycle and your period has changed. Your menstrual cycle tells us an incredible amount about your health. And some changes to pay attention to include things like heavy cycles, painful cycles, spotting, irregular cycles, missing cycles, very short or very long cycles, and worsening PMS. And these changes are signals. They're not something simply to push through every single month. Symptom number 8, your gut is constantly upset. You have bloating and constipation and diarrhea and gas and food sensitivities and acid reflux. Your digestive system plays a major role in your hormone health. And your gut helps metabolize things like estrogen and absorb nutrients and regulates inflammation and supports your immune system. And a healthy gut often leads to healthier hormones. Symptom number 9, your sex drive has disappeared. Low libido is incredibly common, especially as we age and in perimenopause. But it's something that you should not feel embarrassed about. It can be related to things like low testosterone, low estrogen, low progesterone, stress, fatigue, relationship factors, certain medications, even dryness and discomfort. And your hormones play a huge role in this. They also, things like your nervous system and your overall health can contribute to your sexual wellness. And symptom number 10, you just don't feel like yourself. This is probably the most common thing that I hear in my practice and with myself. I just don't feel like myself. I can't explain it. And this sentence matters more than you think. Sometimes your symptoms don't fit into a category. Instead, you simply know something is off. So I want you to trust yourself. I want you to know your body better than anyone else. And one of the biggest mistakes I see is treating symptoms as isolated problems. Weight gain, you go on another diet. Fatigue, you grab another coffee. Anxiety, you brush off as stress. Irregular cycles, you go on birth control. Hair loss, you get another shampoo or a supplement. But symptoms are often connected. Think of your body like a puzzle. It's a hormone puzzle. Each symptom is one piece of that puzzle. And when we put these pieces together, we begin to see a full picture of health. And so instead of asking, how do I get rid of the symptom? I want you to start asking, why is my body producing the symptom in the first place? That is where true healing begins. So what do? First, please don't panic. This is so normal. And the fact that you're listening to this podcast, you are one step ahead of most people. So don't panic. Having one or even several of these symptoms does not necessarily mean you have a serious medical condition, but it does mean your body deserves to be listened to. So there's a few things that you can do today that are so much in your control. So the first thing is start prioritizing your sleep and your stress management. Sleep is one of the best things that you can do for your body, and it's free and you can do it at any age, and it's so powerful. Get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Also work on your stress, deep breathing, meditation, journaling, walking in nature, all of these things prioritize your nervous system. And so I want you to prioritize calming your nervous system, which lowers your stress response and your cortisol. Eating enough high quality protein and calories throughout the day. Every single meal should be protein, fat, fiber, and plants. Make sure that you're doing magic plate meals. I've talked about this on previous podcasts. Stabilizing your blood sugar, eating every 3 to 4 hours, some protein, fat, and fiber. Moving your body regularly, doing some strength training. Strength training is one of the most powerful things that you can do in perimenopause. If you don't know how to strength train, hire a trainer, even if it's just for one session. Support your gut health. Advocate for comprehensive testing instead of just blood work. Advocate for some of these functional labs, dried urine hormone testing, microbiome analysis, hair tissue mineral analysis, and working with a practitioner who looks for the root causes rather than simply covering up symptoms. You don't have to guess, and you don't have to accept the feeling that this is your new normal, because it does not have to be. So as we close, if there's one thing that I hope you take away from this episode, it's this. Your symptoms are not your body betraying you. They are your body's way of communicating with you. When we stop silencing those signals and start listening with curiosity, we can uncover the underlying cause of these imbalances that are affecting us. And not only for your hormones, but your energy, your metabolism, your mood, your sleep, your fertility, and your long-term health. Your body isn't working against you. It's asking you for support. Are you listening? And when you start to address these root causes instead of chasing symptoms, everything gets easier. So as we close, I want you, if you listen to any of these symptoms and you thought, wow, that sounds like me, I would love to help you figure this out. So I invite you to take my free hormone puzzle assessment. This is just a short little assessment where you're going to answer some questions, and I'm going to send you personalized recommendations that based on the questions and your answers. And you can find that link in the show notes, but also you can go to hormonepuzzlesociety.com/quiz. And if today's episode resonated with you, I would be so grateful if you would hit that subscribe button, leave us a review, and follow the show for more healing and inspiration and just thriving through every stage of a woman's life. So until next time, thank you for listening to the Hormone Puzzle podcast, and bye for now.